can now distinguish the discrete and continuous random variables. So for our next topic, no, um, actually we're just focusing on the discrete random variables. Maybe sa next term natin or sa final natin, we will be focusing naman sa continuous random variables. But again, let's focus on the describe or the discrete random variables. So class, every random variable is associated with a probability distribution that describes, again, that describes the variable completely. Now, to describe daw yung discrete random variables natin, it uses a probability mass function or PMF. Ano nga ba yung PMF? So, the probability mass function, or also known as frequency function. It provides the probabilities f of x is equal to p of x is equal to x for all possible values that a discrete random variable x can take on in the range of x. This function may be viewed or can be represented as a table, graph, or a formula. So, eto siya class, itong f of x natin, it's a notation of our PMF. So, this expression f of x is a function that assigns probabilities to each possible value. And this naman, yung x natin, eto, x natin na big or uppercase letter, it denote the random variable x is equal daw sa particular value or yung small letter x natin. As what I have defined kanina, no? So, in short, si PMF is a listing all possible values. I'm sorry, that a discrete random variable can take on along with the associated probabilities. So, si discrete random variable class, yung PMF natin, it is also called the probability distribution. Thus, kung pinapahanap sa atin or when we were asked to find the probability distribution of a discrete random variable x, we can do this by finding its PMF. So, of course, the discrete probability distribution is also known as or also called as the PMF. So, of course, we can say that it is PMF if we satisfy different properties of this probability distribution. So, we have here our first properties, no? Meaning, it is, or the probability values of our discrete random variables is between 0 and 1. So, for all values of x. So, meaning, hindi siya maging negative. Hindi din siya maging greater than 1. So, in between lang siya ng 0 and 1. So, for our second properties, we have the summation, no, or the total of all probability values is equal to 1. So, kung nakuha na natin yung mga x natin and yung probability natin, then if we sum up this all, if we summing up those p of x, no, we obtain 1, or it is equal to 1. Next, events are mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. So when we say mutually exclusive, going back to our discussion last midterm, I guess. So, si mutually exclusive class, no, if you can still remember, siya yung events that cannot occur simultaneously. So, wala siyang, what do you call this one? Wala siyang joint or wala siyang same elements, no, if one event happens, the other will not. So yun yung meaning ng mutually exclusive. Si collectively exhaustive naman are events such that at least one of the events must occur. So meron tayong mga experiences, na mga common experiences that involves these two events that are both mutually and collectively exhaustive. So for example, when we flip a coin, no, we can get heads or tails, but not both. That will make our events mutually exclusive kasi we can get either heads or tails, pero hindi natin sila po pwedeng magsabay. So, it will not occur simultaneously. So, that makes the events mutually exclusive. So, after or aside from that, we cannot get anything other than heads or tails. Nasa sa dalawa lang yon. We can either get the head or the tails. And thus, they are also called collectively exhaustive. Kasi nga, uh, at least doon sa dalawang choices, may mag-occur na isa. That's what collectively exhaustive means. So I hope you all understand about the properties of discrete probability distribution. So let's proceed with this cumulative distribution. Again, we were just focusing the discrete. It's just this one is an advertisement, I guess. So aside from the probability mass function or PMF, a cumulative distribution frequency may also be used for it to describe both discrete and continuous random variables. The cumulative distribution function is the probability that the random variable x is less than or equal to x for every value x. Generally, the cumulative distribution function f of x is defined as this notation. So, ibig sabihin, si cumulative distribution frequency, pwede natin siyang magamit to describe either discrete or continuous random variables. So, again, going back to our PMF, let's have our example number 1. So, a wallet contains 4 100 bills, meaning apat daw yung 100 niya. We have 2 200 bills, 3 500 bills, and 1 1,000 bill. Now, we were going to construct a probability distribution for the data. So, of course, first things first, we are going to list all possible outcomes. So, we will let the variable x represent the possible totals and the events are described as follows. So, yung event 1 natin is for 100 bills. Ilan nga ulit yung 100 bills natin? We have 4 pieces. So, yung event 1 natin is equal to 4. Yung event 2 naman natin is for 200 bills. And we have, ilan yung 200 bill natin? We have 2 pieces. Thus, our event 2 is equal to 2. How about event 3? So, our event 3 here is for 500 bills. And may tatlong pieces tayo na 500 bills. That's why our event 3 is equal to 3. And for our event 4, it is for 1,000 bill. So, since we have one piece of 1,000 bill, our event 4 is equal to 1. So, thus, our possible total is 10. So, again, event 1 plus event 2 plus event 3 plus event 4. 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 10. So, next step is we're going to identify the outcomes that represent the same event. So, much probably we're going to find the probability of each event. So, we have here for 100 bills, no? It is stated here that the probability P of X natin can be calculated for each X by dividing the number of particular bills by the total number of bills. So, meaning, sa 100 bills natin, since F of 4 natin, kasi ilan ba yung 100 natin? We have 4 pieces, right? So, F of 4 or F of X natin is equal to, since naka-stipulate dito that it is, we can calculate it by dividing, no? Since apat yung 100 natin, i-divide natin siya sa total number of our bills, which is 10. So, we obtain 0.40. And for our 200 bills, we have, how many pieces do we have sa 200 bills? We have 2. So, we divide it by the total number of bills, which is 10. So, we got 0.20, and so on and so forth. So, next is we will make a table or a histogram in which one column or our x-axis represents the events and the other column or y-axis represents the probability. So, eto siya. So, si x-axis natin is yung event natin. So, sa 100 natin, yung probability ng 100 natin is 0.40. Yung sa 200 naman natin, yung probability natin is 0.20. Sa 500, we have 0.30, and sa 1,000, we have